Hello everybody. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Okay, as you can see from the up above from the message, we are flying from Miami to Key West, then on to Fort Myers. So let's get this bird started and ready to go. How much fuel am I going to be tugging around? Let's get that loaded in first. And 10,000 pounds of fuel. I'm going to be tankering fuel. So how much is it for the flight there? Flight there. About 3,000 pounds. I think I can tanker that. Get this started and load up the aircraft. Okay, 2,000 pounds in the front, 2,000 pounds in the rear. And 117 packs. Fuel, they want me at 10.5. I'm going to add, actually I'm going to add 4,000. 14,000. Bam. Well, within limits. Let's pull up Miami charts. With the taxi charts. Port info, there we go. That is my location. Okay, some fuel and payload to sim. Here we go. Battery on. Ground power unit error. Okay, lights, camera, action. Running. Computer on. Emergency lights armed. Emergency power armed. Shield anti-ice and defog. Iris on. Go, systems coming online. Flight plan initialization. Oh, I never did download the flight plan. Export selected formats. Close. Close that out. Active sky. Get that running. Pilot, get that running. Okay, KMIA KDFW 01. connecting today as Delta4590. Loaded. 30-minute flight over to, once we get airborne, it's about a 30-minute flight. Cruising altitude is going to be 16,000 feet. I'm going to change that to 18,000. Okay, everything else looks good. Traffic control's been notified, initializing IRS. Next page. Status 15.6. Center of gravity 110.3. And 96.3. Okay, takeoff approach. That's going to be flaps 13 as usual. 27 degrees Celsius. And what are the winds like currently? Conditions are 80 at 4 knots. 0/4. And that was 27 degrees. My thing says, oh yeah, 27 degrees, okay. $152 will be our... That's what I need to set this thing to. Climb out speed. No other data needed. Flight plan. SID. T2. No transition, runway 9er, insert. Alright, switching to inboard power. Inboard air. Okay, we are all set up. We are ready to start considering pushback. And my weather 29er set. That's all I need for my weather. Now I need to start looking at the chart information. I got a taxi all the way around this airfield, so I want to get going. I need to push back to the right. Nose right, tail left.
ready for pushback. Locking gear.
Alright, auxiliary trans pumps on. Anything else?
Archer check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes release.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Starting at will. Starting engine 1. Packs off. Lead air. Isolation valve open. Setting trim. Awesome. Trim is set. Runway 9 has a heading of 094. Go ahead and plug that into right here. Might be helpful if I turn the fuel on. Yeah, turn down the background music. Got it. How's the aircraft sound though? Does your aircraft sound okay? I can mess with that between my mic and the aircraft. So, here, let me do that. See if that helps it a little bit. Most likely around there. Ooh, look at that. Isn't she a pretty sight? Set parking brakes. My pleasure. This guy's going to come over and disconnect the brakes. I need to get started on starting engine number 2. Setting flaps 13. Flaps set. That GSX module needs to come up just a little bit. There we go.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, we are ready to taxi. Taxi lights on. Oh, oops, wrong one. There we go. Taxi lights on. Left engine still spooling up, so we'll do one engine taxi for now. Oh, that second engine's now on. Okay, AC, we can set that again. Get a little extra light in here. Here, Jimmy, so you can see all this stuff a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna need this music back up because I can barely hear it. There we go. Oh hey, I could real quick while I'm thinking about it. Get SmartCars going. Flights. Now I'm going to create this one. 4590, cruising altitude 18,000. Departure airport KMIA. Time 0000. KEYW. Boeing 717-200. 0030 and duration 0030. Route over here. Find my Vatsim. Oh, that was incorrect. Flying on Vatsim. Good. Start.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners, welcome on board your Delta flight. As you're making your way to your seat, we kindly ask that you please step into your row and out of the aisle as quickly as possible. Allow those passengers behind you to make their way to their seat as well. If you're traveling with a larger rollerboard, please place it in the overhead bins, either wheels or handles first, on either side of the aircraft. Keeping in mind that the overhead bin space is shared space, so if the bin directly above your seat is already full, please go ahead and utilize the next available space. If you brought in a second item with you, such as a briefcase, tote bag, laptop bag, backpack, you can go ahead and utilize that space under the seat in front of you, so that we can utilize that overhead bin space for your larger bags without having to check them plain sight to your final destination. Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers while we're here at the gate. However, once we close our boarding door, you must please place these items into airplane mode or turn off your cellular service. So we'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board.
Hello, welcome aboard and thanks for flying with Delta. We're proud to serve you and the 180 million customers from around the world that travel with us each year.
Our first priority on every flight is safety, so before we depart, we'll be giving a brief safety demonstration.
Be sure all carry-on items are securely stowed in an overhead bin. And place smaller items, including handbags, underneath the seat in front of you. If you lose your electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for assistance. Please ensure all aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas are clear.
As we leave the gate, make sure your seatbelt is fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release the belt, just lift the top of the buckle.
If you're seated in the business class cabin, secure your shoulder harness by attaching the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, remove the metal tip and allow the shoulder harness to retract.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. And even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air.
For everyone's safety, federal regulations require all passengers to comply with the posted placards and lighted information signs throughout the cabin, in addition to any crew member's instructions.
Smoking, including the use of e-cigarettes, is not allowed on any Delta flight, and federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying a restroom smoke detector. All exits are clearly marked with an exit sign. However, if there is a loss of power and cabin visibility is reduced, lights will illuminate the aisle to guide you to an exit.
Please note that exit signs on this airplane identify each exit with a green symbol. Arrows indicate the direction to the exit. Locate the exit nearest you using these green symbols, keeping in mind the nearest exit might be behind you. In the event of an evacuation, leave all carry-on items behind.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, the panels above your seat will open, revealing oxygen masks. If this happens, reach up and pull the mask or red streamer towards you until the tube is fully extended. Place the mask over your nose and mouth, slip the elastic strap over your head, and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note that oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are located under your seats in the main cabin. If you're seated in the business class or premium select cabin, life vests are located in a compartment adjacent to your seat or under your armrest.
To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist and attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust loosely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom of the vest, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. If necessary, we'll distribute additional life vests for children who weigh 35 pounds or less.
Now, before we take off, be sure your seat is upright and your tray table is put away.
If you're seated in the main cabin, ensure your aisle armrests are lowered, and in the premium select cabin, ensure aisle armrests are raised.
As we come through the cabin for our final safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
And finally, now would be a good time for everyone to review the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket.
On behalf of everyone at Delta Airlines,
Clear right.
attention. Now,
Clear
as we prepare
left.
for takeoff, please relax and enjoy your flight. Thanks for flying with Delta.
122.8. Okay, that was a flight safety announcement. Say hello to Cargo City. Part of Cargo City. Cargo City's we're gonna turn right here and we'll see more of Cargo City. Yeah, Kevin, going from Miami to Key West and then to Fort Myers. I'm just taxiing to the end of this runway and then I'll be taking off here shortly. Got any questions, Kevin, while you're in here? You're looking at all this? The screen all the way to on the bottom left is the primary flight display. It shows all the altitude, the speed, attitude, some other important information. The next to that, you'll see the map. Next to that, you'll see the engine data. And next to that, it's the all the other aircraft data, the multifunction display. I think Jim's gonna be missing the takeoff though. Send him a text. Hello, Shoshi. Just about to the runway. It's the only way to get all the way over here, and it's a pain in the butt. But it has to be done. The end of this taxiway. I can take the next one, I can depart off of that one. Okay, here we go. Let's get this bird in the air now. Took a little bit longer than I anticipated. A little bit of lag there. Jumping lights. Left cleared right. And let me let the world know. KMIA traffic. Departing runway 9. There we go. We are now clear for takeoff. Landing lights on. Speed brake set, flaps set. We're good to go. Auto flight. Let's get out of here. V1. Rotate. V2. Positive brake gear up. I'm beginning my right hand turn. Pilot on, navigation on.
Stabilizer motion.
That was not supposed to go that fast. Make sure the FMC didn't do anything too crazy. Cruise is going to be 180. Oop, and there's some turbulence on the way out. Alright, gears up. Landing lights off. If I can press them. There we go. Speed brake disarmed. Flaps coming up.
Stabilizer motion.
Flying through some clouds. Look at that beauty. We got some cruise ships in the background, of course. We got to. Miami. Now we want to see the cargo terminals. Get them out of the shot. Get some more images of the airport. Photo shoot time. Alright, now we're back in the cockpit. Say goodbye to Miami. Now we got a little bit of over the water flying to do. His first legs, first section of it's gonna take us out over the ocean. No, we're gonna straddle the land for a little bit. After this next waypoint, we'll be going over the water, and then we'll follow the keys mostly the rest of the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, we'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you and a welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eat items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know. They are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
Okay, I was just getting looking at charts and weather information for our arrival into Fort Lauderdale, which shouldn't be too long. Should be reaching our cruising altitude here in a little bit, flight level 180, and be beginning our descent down a little bit after this waypoint over here. So we're going to make a short hop over the water. We're going to start following this island chain the rest of the way down to Key West. We will be landing runway 9 in Key West. See what approach we're going to choose for this. So our approach for runway 9 is NDBA or RNAV GPS. I guess we're doing RNAV GPS because I like RNAV GPS. So we're going to go ahead and take that as our choice. Insert. Oh.
Altitude.
Don't know what transition I should take yet. Okay, procedure not authorized for arrivals at strap via 157. Well, we're not on 157, we're on 3. So we are authorized.
18,000 feet.
So I can insert that in. Clear out that. $18,000. We can now go 2992. Standardize. There we go. Standard. Anybody have any questions? And now would be the perfect time to ask while we are in this short hole of cruising. Okay, Janaka will be where we begin our descent. The winds are a little different. What are the winds looking like for arrival? KEYW done. Yep, winds are 150 at 6 knots, so we're going to keep with runway 9er. We'll have a slight crosswind. Confirm our approach. Looks good. I'm going to start getting the next flight plan in order. Snow Buddy is in a chatty mood. That way I can make a quick turnaround. Be Delta. Next flight will be Delta 4591 from KEYW to Kilo Romeo Sierra Whiskey. And a Boeing 717-200. Corgi. Corgi the cat. This flight will take 2,000 kilograms, and we are in the middle of the lead, so I doubt too many people are going to be heading back. So we're going to have... I don't want to be total loss, but yeah, we're going to be below average. 60 passengers on board for the next flight. Generate. Yes. Okay, I have everything needed for the next flight now. There we go. Okay, I picked up an extra viewer. We're up to 3 viewers now. Awesome, but now it is time to begin our descent. Oops. I'm going to descend down to 3,000 for now. What does the chart say we need to do? Just by strap, we want to be about 1,500. Looks like. Okay, so at null we want to be at 1,500.
For arrival. 18,000 feet.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
That is probably mostly accurate. Might be landing a little bit sooner. On the next flight, we might actually have a guest. He will possibly be flying another aircraft. His name's Johnny. He flies in the Fort Myers area as well, and he lives in the Fort Myers area, so that helps. No messages from anything related. We can go ahead and turn on these landing lights. That way I don't forget them later. Which I do have a tendency to do. How much fuel do I need to make sure I have for the next flight anyways? Now that I've forgotten to turn off the APU. Okay, another 10,000 pounds. And we have close to 10,000 pounds. Okay, so it's 9,700. Okie dokie. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn you off, make sure I got the fuel for it. Shouldn't use too much fuel going in. We got another 1,000 pounds to spare. Yeah, a little under 1,000 pounds to spare. We should be good though. The new one coming out, I am not 100% sure. That information has not been released. But developers like TFDi, if it's easy for them to convert this aircraft over, will most definitely have support for shared cockpit. TFDi, you know, if they do end up supporting the new flight sim coming out, like I said, they will most likely implement shared cockpit, assuming that it follows the same the game engine follows the same architecture and has FSUIPC support. Sorry, and SimConnect support. Those will both be very instrumental in making sure that this aircraft will have shared cockpit. As far as shared cockpit and multiplayer, that depends on what Microsoft decides to do. It's already a feature built into the Flight Sim engine. I don't see why they would do without it, since it was a fairly popular feature even back in the day with Flight Simulator X. I hope they do. But really, all we've seen so far is a video, unfortunately. So, but if they have FSUIPC and they have SimConnect, and TFDi and FS Labs both decide to port their aircraft over to the new flight sim, make it available to that new flight sim, then I don't see why we wouldn't have shared cockpit still. But a lot of it's riding on what Microsoft decides to do. And FSUIPC, we have to have it for home cockpit builders, and you disenfranchise them, you start disenfranchising a lot of people. A lot of people like to set up their controls through FSUIPC. So we'll just have, time will tell. We'll find out eventually. Okay, I got a little rain on the radar, but we're good. Hope Xena that I answered your question, and hope you subscribe. So I would very much appreciate that. I can answer more questions in the future. Now, another question: do I think that sim will survive? Possibly not. I sort of give it that it has a 50-50 shot. It's just, oh crap, we're only at 10,000. Sure, we're gonna be good, computer. I hope you know what you're doing, computer. I'm gonna let you do your thing. I give it somewhat of a 50-50 shot simply because the past several iterations or attempts to make a entertainment-based flight sim based off this same technology has been fruitless. Most products have gone under before they even really lived to see 1 year old. Even then, they tried to reinvent my flight sim with Microsoft Flight. It failed epically. They did not listen to the community with that. Their price structure was way off what the community is willing to accept. Then you had Dovetail Flight Sim. First, they had the training, that training thing, whatever they called it. That went nowhere. I couldn't even go above a certain altitude. It was that bad. And no support for jets. Again, so Microsoft Flight had no support for jets. The Dovetail training sim had no support for jets. Then they came out with Dovetail Flight Simulator. Or Dovetail Flight, whatever they called it. That had no support. Well, it lacked decent support for jets. They did not come out with any jets, and their model of how they pay for aircraft and everything, or how they develop the sim, disenfranchised a lot of the third-party developers, just like the previous iteration disenfranchised them, and you disenfranchise them. We don't trust Microsoft to make a PMDG level aircraft. We only trust PMDG to make a PMDG level aircraft, or FS Labs level aircraft, or I would give it TFDi level aircraft, and we expect Quality Wings, Captain Sim, and several other developers and everything to create the quality that they create. But I don't even expect Microsoft to even make it to the point of Quality Wings level. I just don't see it. X-Plane, yeah, some of their default aircraft are pretty decent. Okay, Chet, I told the autopilot to be there by a certain time. It obviously did not listen, right? Yep, I said Chet's 1500. It didn't even tell me to add any drag. I'm gonna have to add some drag now. Plane, this is my plane now.
Speed brake. Speed brake.
Landing gear going down. I got some altitude to drop here.
Landing gear.
It's down. Be quiet, computer. I know what I'm doing. I think I know what I'm doing. Do I know what I'm doing? Anybody know what I'm doing? I knew I couldn't trust the computer.
Stabilizer motion.
Hi, Jimmy. I don't know if you're here or not.
Stabilizer motion.
Okie dokie, we are on final approach now for runway 9er into Key West.
$1,000.
And it just overshot the altitude I told it to fly.
Autopilot.
Climb back up, that way I can see where I'm going. This autopilot just
Altitude.
alright, we're a little bit off to the side.
Stabilizer motion.
Yeah, I know. I'm the one moving the stabilizer.
Stabilizer motion.
Stabilizer motion. Like, for having a female voice in the cockpit, it ain't very appealing. Let's say, what's the optimal,
1,000.
Alright, here we go. I'm either going to rock this landing or I'm going to completely mess it up. We'll see what happens.
500. 400. 300. 'Minimums. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Going around. That was not the most successful approach. Alright, we are back up to 1500.
Stabilizer motion.
Again, I just missed the approach. I had a failed attempt at landing, and so I had to go around, and we're going to try again for a second time. Don't have to go necessarily as far. I'll bring this bird around to 270. There we go. Oop, we started climbing there a little bit. Let's bring her back down.
Stabilizer motion.
Get myself we'll go about halfway on that pink line, and then we'll turn back around and try this again.
Stabilizer motion.
Alright, I'm going to start this turn, start to descent a little bit. Full flaps. Wrong way. Ooh, not that steep of a descent. There we go. Get those controls there. See if I can get set up on this approach again. I'm really gonna have to stick this landing. This is a shorter runway. Can now have the runway in sight. Too high.
$500. $400. $300. Minimums. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft at the gate and turned off the seatbelt sign. This will be your one and only indication that it's safe for you to get up and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bins.
There we
Prevent
go.
injury from articles that may have shifted during landing. You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and larger electronics must remain stowed. We invite you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account. If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a uniformed Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.
There we go.
Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
Okay, let's get this underway. APU starting up. We're going to need a little bit of fuel for the next run because of that go around right there. Alright, before that happened, alright, grab power unit, air unit, good. Now I can shut down my engines. Lights off. Flaps are good. Hydraulics go off. You're good. You're good. You'll survive. Ground surface not available. Okay, what the heck? I'm just here just to be here. Okay, let's get the next flight going. Preference. Yeah, initialization. KMIA. K. Oh no, that's right. KYW to Kilo Romeo Sierra Whiskey 01. Level 190, cost index 50, looks good. Okay, how much fuel do I have? How much do I need to load in? Okay. So, our new calculation is 60 passengers with 1,000 pounds in the front, 1,000 pounds in the rear, 9,800. Boom, boom. So we're parting a little bit lighter. We only need to make it to Fort Myers. Fuel's expensive here, so didn't have to load up too much in theory. I guess that's a good thing. Alright, 22.4. The center of gravity 92.9 and 83.1. Bada bing, bada boom. Takeoff approach. Flaps 13. Winds. What is the latest weather? And it is 150 at 6 knots. So we're going to say 6 knot headwind. Oops, wrong thing. And 29 degrees Celsius. A lot lighter, so we do not need nearly as much weight, thrust to get us off the ground, so that's good. .142 will be our climb out speed. Runway's heading is 093. And we're going to be climbing to 18,000. Sorry, 19,000. Okay, let's bring our stabilizer back down. How bad of a landing was that? Oh. .407. Okay, I'm gonna cancel that flight. Do this without the flight safety announcements. I didn't like that pirate. That's why I can always cancel it. But the landing rate was a little high, I'll admit. Didn't take very long to slow down though. I know I can get this bird in the air off this runway. So wait to hear if Johnny's gonna bug in or not. And air traffic control is still offline. What runway is the active in Fort Myers anyways? Active side RSW 260 at 4 knots, so runway 24. Get that all programmed in real quick. Parting runway 9. Insert. And star RNAV for 24. Insert. Flight plan. Ta-da! Okay, disconnecting, power going internal. Power and air now internal. Alright, we're going to start up these engines now. Installation valve open. Starting 1. Okay, everybody over there at TFDi 717 group, you are now getting images uploaded to Facebook. Okay, time to start the second engine. Get these lights going. I'm just gonna set the landing lights on because it's gonna be a real short taxi out there. I have a tendency to forget them. Hydraulics back on. Now, oh, we are now good to restart the right pack. Air's good, fuel's good, anti-air, anti-ice on, well sorry, not anti-air, anti-ice, anti-fog on. All that looks good. Brakes rearmed, flaps 13. Make sure the takeoff approach section's good, yep. Alright, sit back, relax, and enjoy this wonderful flight. I might as well, I'll try again. Just because I like hearing the flight attendants. Who doesn't like hearing the flight attendants? Flights, create, 4590. KEYW to 19,000. Kilo Romeo Sierra Whiskey 000 0030 0030. File a new flight plan. Flight plan filed. Oh, I forgot to set it as a Boeing 717 with 60 passengers on board, flying on Vatsim. Here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners, welcome on board your Delta flight. As you're making your way to your seat, we kindly ask that you please step into your row and out of the aisle as quickly as possible to allow those passengers behind you to make their way to their seat as well. If you're traveling with a larger rollerboard, please place it in the overhead bins, either wheels or handles first on either side of the aircraft. Keeping in mind that the overhead bin space is shared space, so if the bin directly above your seat is already full, please go ahead and utilize the next available space. If you brought in a second item with you, such as a briefcase, tote bag, laptop bag, backpack, you can go ahead and utilize that space under this seat in front of you, so that we can utilize that overhead bin space for your larger bags without having to check them plain sight to your final destination. Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers while we're here at the gate. However, once we close our boarding door, you must please
the boarding door is already closed.
Cellular service.
I'm going to go ahead and taxi out.
Thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board. Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call.
We are already
Once
preparing.
Again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a frequent flyer. Thank you so much.
Where is my little pamphlet? I normally keep it up here somewhere. Hope it didn't drop down or nothing. I do not see it. Had a little Delta pamphlet. I think the baby could have possibly taken it, which is entirely plausible. She likes to mess with everything. She sees, oh, pretty colors, and she's like, I'm taking this. Alright, we'll continue on without it.
Hello, welcome aboard and thanks for flying with Delta. We're proud to serve you and the 180 million customers from around the world that travel with us each year.
Our first priority on every flight is safety. So before we depart, we'll be giving a brief safety demonstration.
Be sure all carry-on items are securely stowed in an overhead bin. And place smaller items, including handbags, underneath the seat in front of you. If you lose your electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for assistance. Please ensure all aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas are clear.
As we leave the gate, make sure your seatbelt is fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release the belt, just lift the top of the buckle.
If you're seated in the business class cabin, secure your shoulder harness by attaching the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, remove the metal tip and allow the shoulder harness to retract.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. And even if the sign is off, please.
Hello, I'm Lee. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name.
For everyone's safety, federal regulations require all passengers to comply with the posted placards and
Welcome
lighted
to my
information
wonderful
signs
video
throughout the
here.
cabin, in addition to any crew member's instructions.
Smoking, including the use of e-cigarettes, is not allowed on any Delta flight, and federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying a restroom smoke detector. All exits are clearly marked with an exit sign. However, if there is a loss of power and cabin visibility is reduced, lights will illuminate the aisle to guide you to an exit.
Please note that exit signs on this airplane identify each exit with a green symbol. Arrows indicate the direction to the exit. Locate the exit nearest you using these green symbols, keeping in mind the nearest exit might be behind you. In the event of an evacuation, leave all carry-on items behind.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, the panels above your seat will open, revealing oxygen masks. If this happens, reach up and pull the mask or red streamer towards you until the tube is fully extended. Place the mask over your nose and mouth, slip the elastic strap over your head, and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note that oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are located under your seats in the main cabin. If you're seated in the business class or premium select cabin, life vests are located in a compartment adjacent to your seat or under your armrest.
To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist and attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust loosely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom of the vest, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. If necessary, we'll distribute additional life vests for children who weigh 35 pounds or less.
Now, before we take off, be sure your seat is upright and your tray table is put away.
If you're seated in the main cabin, ensure your aisle armrests are lower, and in the premium select cabin, ensure aisle armrests are raised.
As we come through the cabin for our final safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
And finally, now would be a good time for everyone to review the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket.
On behalf of
All
everyone
right.
at Delta Airlines,
I am
we
cleared
wanna
for
thank you
takeoff
for
now.
paying attention. Now, as we prepare for takeoff, please relax and enjoy your flight. Thanks for flying with Delta.
Alright, here's what we're going to do. A high performance takeoff. Only it looks like I'll have one lucky viewer. Full throttle, release brakes, good to go. V1. Rotate. V2, positive rate. Gear up.
Stabilizer motion.
Okay, autopilot. You have the bird. I just heard an... Oh. Did I accidentally do that? Oh, I did. Hopefully I can get it restarted.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Autopilot. If you're able to control with just one engine, you go for it.
Stabilizer motion.
Oh, autopilot. I wonder if there's something I can change. Failures. Does it automatically set a failure? No.
Stabilizer motion.
Sounds like she's starting up. There we go. Problem solved. Now we can all be happy. After I accidentally shut down the right engine, now it's all back to normal. We're back on track. Slats up. Miami Center's online. Oh boy. One 135.17. Miami Center, Delta 4590, with you at passing 10,000, crossing Corky, just departed Key West.
I'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you, and a welcome back to our
American
members.
963 radar contact 13 miles southeast of the Virginia Kmia-Keyw-Krsw, climate maintained by level 3.
For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case you experience any unexpected wet air. We ask
Delta 4590, Miami Center, good afternoon, squawk 4531, 4531.
4531 for Delta 4590.
We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine and the
American 2219, you should have our flight plan out here.
On today's flight in the
American 2219, Miami Center, squawk 42.
Starbucks coffee, water juices,
4732 in the box for American 2219.
selection of our friendly
393, Miami altimeter 3002, expect vectors ILS runway 9 approach.
beer, wine, and spirits are available, complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found
Delta
in the
4590 radar.
pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on
American
all Delta
2219, radar contact 12 miles southeast of the Virginia Kmia-Keyw-Krsw, climate maintained by level 350.
On it, you can view a selection of complimentary
350 for American 2219.
movies and music.
Delta 4590, US Miami.
You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap with your fingertip.
Go ahead, Miami, for Delta
Feel free to
4590.
use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset,
Delta 4590, climate maintained by level 190.
190 for Delta 4590.
Delta 393, do you copy?
Yes, sir. We got the for Vectors Alice runway 9 at Miami 3002 23.
Delta 10,000.
10,000. Delta 393.
Altitude.
Alright, we are approaching our assigned altitude of 19,000 feet.
American 2206, Miami altimeter 3004, expect vectors ILS runway, right approach.
3003, expect one right approach, American 2206.
American 2206, ILS 8 right.
ILS 8 right, American 2206.
Delta 393, descend and maintain 8,000.
Down 8,000, Delta 393.
Delta 4590, UV 4 miles, altimeter 3001, you can expect vectors ILS runway 6 approach.
Roger, ILS, vectors for ILS, runway 6 approach for Delta 4590. Not what I was planning. But we'll go with it.
Delta 4590, turn left heading 330, vectors for the approach, descend and maintain 3,000.
Confirm that was 320 and down to 6,000 for Delta 4590.
330 down to 3,000.
330 down to 7,000 Delta 4590.
Delta 4590, descend and maintain 3,000.
Oh, 3,000. I'm sorry, Delta 4590.
Yeah, no problem. Delta 2206, descend and maintain 3,000, flight heading 110, vectors for the approach.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please
Delta
begin to refill them at
2206,
this time.
flight heading 110, vectors for the approach, descend and maintain 3,000.
Articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these
110
items to the
down to the
participants as they make
3,000,
their way through
American
the aisle.
1006.
Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
Delta 393, descend and maintain 3,000.
Down to 3,000, Delta 393.
Alright, beginning descent. I got the wrong one pulled up. There we go.
I'm sorry, I didn't. You know, I need to wait for them to change.
Yeah, 6978, about another 30 miles. Stand by.
Miami Center Biscayne 325 level 350, 6 nautical miles, and up to the Pittsburgh VOR with you.
We're going to be approach speed about
Biscayne
130.
322, Miami Center radar contact 60
About
miles
700 feet per minute.
northwest of the St. Petersburg VOR. Cross Scott at maintain 10,000, 10,000, and 250 Miami altimeter 3004.
Process Scott at 10,000, 250, not actually altimeter Biscayne 322.
November citation 80 Lima Delta, the Tampa altimeter 3000. Expect vectors for the ILS runway 19 right approach, descend and maintain 5,000.
Okie dokie.
Delta run.
Okay, look, flying over Naples.
Miami Center 80 Delta.
80 Lima Delta, Miami Center, go ahead.
Sorry, that's your call. Heading maintain 5,000, 80 Lima Delta.
80 Lima Delta, roger.
Okay, autopilot. Let's get down. I gotta force your hand. Want you down to 3,000.
Yeah, 6978, departing my airspace to the east. The NASA Center not online, radar service terminator, frequency change approved.
10,000. Radar services terminated, frequency change approved, traffic United 6970 here.
American 2206, you're 7 miles from Cobra. Fly heading 110, maintain 3,000 until established. Cleared ILS runway 8 right approach.
Maintain 3,000 and 1 until established. Cleared ILS 8 right, United, American 2206.
Delta 93, turn left heading 180, vector to final.
Make sure we get Delta in Miami.
November, correction. Delta 393, left heading 180.
Left 180, Delta 393.
No, I do not, Uncle Scott. That anybody in the flight sim community who were to develop a simulation like that would be heavily frowned upon.
2590, descend to maintain 2000.
Oh, great. There's a 2590 and a 4590. Confirm that was for Delta 4590 down to 2000.
Somebody say to Lima Delta request. Lima Delta standby. Delta 390, you're 8 miles from grid. Turn left heading 120. Maintain 3000 until established. Cleared ILS runway 9er approach.
That's 120 and clear for the ILS 9, Delta 393.
American 6, wind calm. Runway 8 right, clear to land.
Around 10-6, United.
80 Lima Delta, going request.
Yes, sir. I have the field Tampa in sight. Can I just do a straight in for runway 10?
November 0 Lima Delta cleared for the visual approach runway 10.
Clear for the visual 10. 8 Lima Delta.
American 963 departing airspace to the east. No joining ATC online. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Have a great flight.
Thank you. Frequency change approved for American 963. Have a good one.
Next notch of flaps.
Speed brake.
Oh, speed brake still
Speed
deployed.
brake.
Wait for his next command. Let's see.
Citation November 80 Lima Delta. Wind 220 at 10. Runway 10 clear to land.
Clear land 10. 8 Lima Delta.
Is he going to give me a turn or am I going to wait here?
Delta 4590, you're 13 miles from Maple. Turn right, heading 030. Maintain 2000 until established. Cleared ILS runway 6 approach.
Turning right to heading a 030 down to holding 2000 until established on approach. Delta 4590.
Stabilizer motion.
Delta 393, wind calm, way 9er, clear to land.
Clear land, runway 9, Delta 393.
One gear down.
Airspace to the east, National Center non-alignment, no service terminated, frequency change approved. Have a great flight.
American 2219, have a good one, sir.
American 2206, welcome to Miami. Take first right there and taxi to parking via November.
Taxi to parking via November in American 2206. Thanks for help.
Miami Center with me, Giant 40 Heavy, 11340.
Giant 40 Heavy Miami Center, IBM. Giant 40 Heavy, radar contact 42 miles southeast of the Key West VOR. Cross Curso and maintain 10,250 knots. Miami out temperature 3004.
There's Fort Myers, y'all.
Corso, Delta 259, Giant 40 Heavy.
Delta 4590, wind 260 at 4. Runway 6, clear to land.
Clear to land, Delta 4590 for runway 6. Okie dokie. Here we go. Here's the fun part. Coming into land.
November 8th, 0 Lima Delta. Your perfect right there, taxi to parking via, I don't know, I can never make that taxi. Sierra.
Parking Sierra, Pizza Window. Thanks.
Get the taxi chart pulled up. We're going to need that. Outer land is on.
$1,000.
Miami Center, Delta 393, clear. Runway 9, going to Foxtrot 10.
A little bumpy here.
500.
Parking the Angle, cross runway 12, joint Papa.
400.
Tango, cross 12, Papa, Delta 393, connect.
300.
Got my reverse thrust ready.
Minimum.
Speed brakes alarmed.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Oh, past that taxiway.
Delta 4590, welcome to Fort Myers, Southwest Florida International Airport. Let's take your first available right taxi with parking via Foxtrot.
And turned off the seatbelt sign.
Taxi via Foxtrot for Delta 4590, and thank you for the warm welcome.
About the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution.
Giant 40 Heavy, I just sent you a contact message, just disregard that.
Have shifted during landing. You may use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and larger electronics must remain stowed. We invite you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account. If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a Uniform Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
Welcome everybody to Fort Myers. Hope everybody enjoyed watching. See another aircraft over at the other end of the airfield. Can turn off those landing lights. Still need the taxi lights though. I was flying from Key West. Well, I started in Miami, went to Key West, then came here to Fort Myers, and I'm still undecided if I should do a final flight back to Miami or if I should stay here. So each flight was about a 30-minute flight, and it's about another 30-minute flight back to Miami. Doing a bunch of small hops around South Florida. I could, oop, not that turn. I could get to Miami before air traffic control could possibly go offline, which is nice. If I do decide to go that route. I'm waiting to see if Johnny Bell gets online. Alright, this will be our gate. How do I approach into it? There we go. I don't see a number yet. Oh, this is happening again. It doesn't show a taxiway line. Latin VFR, I'm going to have to get on to you about this. It's getting a little annoying. Luckily, I have a general idea where the aircraft needs to park at. There we go. Oh, nope, not that one yet. My AP still on? Yep, okay. Shutting down these engines again. Operate jetway. Okay, GPU is connected. I can turn off the APU. Fuel pumps off. Taxi light off. Oh, I thought I turned taxi light off. There we go. Anti-ice off. And anti-fog. Transponder set to standby. Weather radar off.
Monitor radar display. Go around. Wind shear ahead.
Whoops. Well, everybody that's watching the view, should I continue on to Miami, or do you think I should be done for tonight? I'll do either or. Depends on what you guys are wanting me to do. I can do another flight. Somebody? Anybody? Would only go till about 11 o'clock. I would be in to Miami. Okay, I'm going to take silence as a no. But doesn't mean I can't go around taking a couple screenshots. Oh, I'm a horrible, horrible pilot. Alright, well, everybody that's watching, thank you for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I'll be logging off here. You can probably expect me back on, probably not tomorrow, maybe Friday. So, see you guys then on the next one. If you like this, subscribe, of course, and like it if you like. Dislike if you don't like. I don't know why you wouldn't like. And if you dislike, please tell me in the comments down below. But this was Delta 4590 with service from Miami to Key West, then on to Fort Myers, and canceled flight back to Miami. Yeah, it wasn't really. Canceled repositioning flight back to Miami. I'll put it that way. Yep. See you guys later.